Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the year again where we discover how we're going to become a freelance video editor. I was going to try and do some fancy pantsy kind of stuff with this video, more of a vloggy format, but I decided that because this video is so important to so many of you out there, I wanted to make sure it's more condensed, and I'm sat here explaining exactly the topics that we're going to go through today. So first of all, I want to mention thank you to everybody who's come through the first part of this video. It's honestly doing absolutely amazing, and I couldn't be any happier the fact that you guys are finding so much value from these videos, and so we're going to keep on going with it. But this is the last part to the beginner's guide on how to become a freelance video editor. It's that time. I can no longer give beginner feedback. I say that we might make another beginner's version if there's more questions. Maybe there are more Q&A videos, but the next parts after this are going to be advanced level stuff. Yeah, I've got to be honest with you, today I'm relaxing because I feel like this is a very important subject. The information is the most important part. And to answer a question that a lot of people ask me is that can they see my numbers on how much I've made? No, I'm not giving that kind of stuff out. The sole reason I don't believe of giving that stuff out is because I feel that it really embarks in clickbait. Hello? I'm back, and the day after, because I forgot about the point that I was talking about. But the reason why I don't want to make my money out there is because I believe personally that it gives off not a good image. I think that all it does is it makes people think that if they aren't doing as well as that they're failing. And I know that's not what a lot of the filmmakers who talk about these subjects are meaning to do, but it's what it can do. You know, I'm just giving you from my personal experience, where I'm not a person who really worries about much what people think of me in that sense, or how I've made my money and starting out. You know, I did get the grief when I started because people were just like, oh, you're not making any money. Well, I wasn't at the start, but now I make more, you know, enough to have a living to where me and my girlfriend are now buying our first property together. But yeah, it just doesn't give off a good essence for people doing it. If you want to be a video editor, you can make money doing that. You can make a living doing that in multiple different ways and in multiple different kind of, you know, ways to earn money. But I'm sorry, I just don't believe that it's a good idea. But back to it, we're going back to the nice camera, the nice shot. I'm back ready to make this video, and I'm so excited about making this one because I have bigger plans for the rest of this episode. So this episode, it might be a tad bit longer, it might be a bit more convoluted, but that's because I want to cover so many more different tropes to end this saga of beginner's guide to freelance video editing. I say the end, it's probably not, but we're going with it anyway. So let's take a look back at some of the things we've already covered. Some of the things that we've covered already have been the basics. We've been talking about how to get yourself started, looking for work on Upwork, Facebook, Twitter, and all those kind of places. We've covered taxes, questions, and everything. But now there's a couple of things that I've missed that I'm sorry for missing, but we're going to make sure everything to the T has been covered. And it's kind of something that's so important that it's a bit of a shame that I haven't actually covered it just yet, and that's because I don't know, I haven't got a good enough excuse. So the first point that I'm going to be hitting on is your social image. I can do a whole video about social media and about how I kind of, after working on social media for so many years now, that I kind of hate social media, and that if I didn't actually work on social media, I wouldn't be using social media at all. I think I think it's damaging for so many people for so many stupid reasons that I think we can avoid. And maybe in the future I do a video talking about those ways that people can use social media in a way that it's not going to damage their social and mental health. Just video ideas. So the first point, as I already said, is your social image. Right, if you're a video editor, you need to let everybody know that you're a video editor. And that doesn't mean by going to your Facebook and telling your Aunt Betty that she needs your video editing skills. That is your social proof. That doesn't mean you need hundreds and thousands of followers. That means you just need somewhere for somebody to look back on and now understand exactly what you do. And that goes over to my other social media thing, which is be careful what you post on Facebook and all those other things, because potential clients will be, and I promise you they will, be looking at your social media, doing their background checks, because that's the easiest way now to do background checks on basically anybody. Yes, people can fake it, but 9 out of 10 times, it works. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you a bit of a horror story. So when I was younger, I got hacked on Facebook, you know, when one of your friends actually just uses your phone, but they say hacked you. And so taking the story basically to the end, a potential client saw some strange things that my Facebook page had liked, which obviously wasn't me. I know it sounds like it was now, but it wasn't, okay? Yeah, right? So your social image needs to be absolute pristine. You either wipe out that social image beforehand or you create a whole new one. So keep your family photos and your lovely photos of your puppy Bobby, you know, all of them taken on a crap phone, keep them away, and then have your first social proof, your social image, as a professional kind of way. That doesn't mean by being too professional, you know, people want to see that you have a personality, but they don't want to see you at, you know, doing things you shouldn't be, or just getting absolutely wasted on a weekend. Yes. And it's very simple. All you need to do is just cover the things that you do. If you're a video editor, start putting some of your edits on there, put tips and tricks, put pictures of you working, put the clients you've worked with, and all that kind of stuff. You know, brand yourself. That is probably the biggest thing. You can fake it till you make it. It's totally doable if you brand yourself correctly. And I'm going to give you probably one of the worst examples, but best examples that I can give you for that, and that is me. Fake it till you make it. Brand yourself bigger than you actually are. Why is it that without releasing any numbers, I have so many people that have watched and liked the first video of this that they don't know anything about my past? That is because I've branded myself correctly. And you can do that too. You've just got to show people that you are confident with your abilities and you know exactly what you're doing. And that doesn't mean that you have to know every single tip, trick, and rendering technique and effect to really get down that. You know, like I always said in all these other videos, I still use tutorials because, you know, how am I supposed to cram the entirety of After Effects into my brain? And adding on to that issue that I find is I see that a lot of video editors and potential video editors, that you need a good picture. Show yourself. The one thing that work makes you do is it makes you upload a good photo of yourself, so just get a good photo. You do not need a professional photo by any stretch of the matter. Everybody's got a phone, just get a good photo of you in some good lighting. If you want to know a little trick with some good lighting, is stand adjacent to the window, not in front of it, not at it, not behind it, just stand next to the window, get your mom to take a photo of you. It's the easiest thing you could even do. Doing exactly this, you know, taking your phone out your pocket, just going next to a window, standing at either a 45-degree or at straight on from, either look pretty good and just take a photo. It doesn't need to be on the best camera. It doesn't need to be in the best circumstances. You just need a picture of yourself. Show who you are, smile, and kind of, you know, it will make a world of difference, I can promise you that. Brand yourself, make yourself a real person. Yes, we are a legion of people behind a computer, but we do exist, so put your face in front of it, make sure you're known. You don't have to put your face into it, but people want to know exactly who they're working with, because when clients are spending their money on you, they want to know exactly where their money's going, and if you look like a believable person. Now, the next trick is going to need this hammer. Protect yourself. I've learned this, once again, from experience, is when you do too much goodness that you can sometimes get effed over. And I'm not saying in a physical sense. I don't even know why I'm holding a hammer. It's just helping me think about what I'm going to say. By protect yourself, I mean make sure you just follow the rules. Get yourself obviously set up with your taxes and stuff like that. But when sending stuff out to a client, don't just give them the end file as a review, because they will just walk away with it. Sometimes they will. I know it's scumbaggy, we're not protected, so protect yourself by putting watermarks on your work. It's the easiest way to finish about that. So you're set up, you're ready to go, but before you know it, you're having the biggest issue that you've ever had, and that is speaking. Right, I know it seems trivial. It seems like a problem that doesn't really even exist, but it does. As you can see in my past video that I just did, which is how to talk to a camera, this still applies to talking to clients. what you find is that so many people struggle talking to clients that they just end up not being very likable or not even building a bond with that person. And the reason why this is important is, once again, we work over the internet. We work from here, and we, a lot of the time, never see the client. So next time that you're having a conversation with a client, I want you just to talk directly, get to know them, build a relationship, because the most important thing is you want that person to trust you. A lot of my clients, building on reoccurring clients and staying consistent with certain clients, is a lot of the time because of relationship. I've got to be honest. There are people that they could just get probably for cheaper or whatever, but they like working with me. So it's fine. It's good. So do that. Be nice. Get on with them. You know, build that relationship. It is probably one of the most important things. If they text you, give them a shout. And another thing on top of that, when building a relationship, that I would always say is just sometimes somebody needs a favor. If it's a smaller client, don't try and act like he's some big mega corporation, or he or she's a big mega corporation. Act just like a friend. And that's what some of them need. They want to bounce ideas off you. They want to build that idea. They want you to basically be enthusiastic about their product, even if you aren't. I want you to be enthusiastic. I want you to act like their product's the best bloody product that you've ever seen, even when it isn't. And bouncing on the idea of having a social image, you need to get yourself socially prepared by having a show reel. That might mean doing some little videos yourself. That might be really investing into some gear. That might even just be finding clips online and branding them together and making them your own. It's not the hardest thing in the world. It's easy to do, and you can do it. You've just got to be persistent. Now, the next point is going to be about social. Again, I guess it's just a social video. This next tip that I'm giving you is about networking. Networking is probably one of the greatest assets, and I wish I started off with that. That's why, ad time. That's why I've created the Video Editors and Filmmakers Hub over on Discord. The link is down below. Please go there. We're starting a group, a kind of community where filmmakers and video editors can interact, get work, blah, 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 and all that other stuff. So adding on to that, yes, networking and just interacting with other like-minded people can make a world of difference. If you want to know how to do a particular edit, you just ask somebody. If you want to do this, if you want to do that, and work with like-minded people, then just go ahead and do it. I think, don't think about this as a very solo and singular activity. It isn't. You need social skills. You need the skills to be able to find the work in the first place and even compete for work, because you might be competing against somebody who is lower rates and a little bit better of a smooth talker than you are. So learning how to interact is a major skill, and that doesn't mean it in a harsh way. You know, you need to practice at that, and that's something that I've had to practice at myself. Not only have I had to practice at the tough questions, which is how much should I pay and charge and stuff like that, but also just how to build relationships, how to interact with that person, how to grow a relationship. That is probably one of the best things that you can do. So we've come to the end of this video. So through this channel, we are learning to improve on our skills as being video editors and how to kind of expand our careers and prospects on becoming freelance video editors. I think if you have watched all of these parts and really learned from them, then you are ready to become a freelance video editor. And it's just the start. So don't get too ahead of yourself. You're still at the start, but the start is exactly where you need to be at. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know down below about, I don't know, anything more you want me to talk about. Maybe this isn't the end. I guess this is the end of phase 1 of the MCU. So if you've enjoyed it, let me know down below about what your favorite part was and some of the tips and tricks that you've learned and things that you think I missed in this video. If you want to see more, then hit that subscribe button. I just thank you so much for this series. Let's move over to phase 2, which is the intermediate. Is that how you say it? Intermediate? Intermediate skills of becoming a freelance video editor. Ladies and gentlemen, take it away.